on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of R&R, or as I like to call it, real reviews, because I keep it real. I don't give you no crazy latitude and longitude, none of that. We keep it real. Horsepower, does it handle good? Is it affordable? Is it worth it? Let's do it. Today, we're in a 2005 Crown Vic, pretty much a Mustang with 4 doors, a Mustang GT with 4 doors. Get him! Get him, boy! Woohoo! Gone! And so as you can see, pretty much, if you've ever wanted a Mustang GT with 4 doors, get a Crown Vic. Actually, this isn't just any ordinary Crown Victoria. This is a P71 police package Crown Victoria. And now, the difference about this one is that before 2003, all the Crown Vics, the police package ones, had 220 horsepower. After 2005, they bumped up the horsepower to 250. And pretty much it's the same engine as the Mustang GT, as that year Mustang GT. The only difference is the intake. That's the only difference. It's making right around the same horsepower as the Mustang GT from those years, from the late 90s to the mid 2000s. The only difference is the intake. They just changed the intake. So like I said, this Crown Vic, 250 horsepower, police package. This thing is mean. This thing is crazy. The handling in this car, I mean, it has police, everything. Everything's been upgraded. It has the springs, the shocks, everything. I'm talking about cooling system. Everything is heavy duty. It's meant to be abused. It's meant to idle long times. It's meant to take it, man. This thing is out of control. Now, as somebody with a lot of experience driving Crown Vics, I can tell you this thing corners like crazy. I'm telling you, I've taken this car, I've whipped this car around the craziest corners, and I've tried to make it to get it to lose the rear end, and it doesn't. This thing handles amazing for a freaking 4,000 pound 4-door sedan. This thing is really, really good when it comes to handling. Now, everything else is pretty basic. You know, you got your cloth seats, AC, you don't have any CDs, cassette players, auxiliary cords. You can only listen to 4 stations on the radio. This car is meant to do a specific kind of job, and it does it really, really well. That's all there is. Now, for a regular person, you know, who buys this car, you can get these cars for around $2,000. Some around $3,000, $4,000 with lower miles. But just think about this. These cars go from working as police cars to then go working as taxis for another 100,000 miles. These things do not die. There's hundreds of thousands of them. So as a civilian, somebody, Joe Schmo, whatever you want to call it, that needs a car to get from point A to point B, that's not going to let you down, that has the power and can handle the Crown Vic, man. I'm telling you, I've driven a lot of badass cars in my life, and now I'm talking about regular cars, civilian level, you know, $2,000 range. There's nothing that handles better for the price, for $2,000 with 4 doors with the power than the Crown Vic, hands down. I'm telling you, you can take this thing. I've taken a Crown Vic to a track before, and I've abused the hell out of it. And man, it was just kicking in. It was punching me back. I was trying to whip it around a corner. It's like, no, I'm gonna take it. You know what else you guys throw at me? So if you guys have been curious about a Crown Vic, you know, you need a 4-door cheap car, I'm telling you, man, this is a good option. $2,000, you got a 4-door car. The AC is ice cold. They're meant to idle for hours. You can put the cheapest fuel in it because of the flex fuel. You want to throw a couple mods in it, man, you know what? Throw an exhaust on it, an intake. Now, you know, you're pushing almost 300 horsepower, you know, in the high two somethings. And you got yourself a Mustang GT with 4 doors. Not to mention, this car is the king of the highway. You know, everybody knows in America, everybody knows what a Crown Victoria looks like. You know those iconic headlights. You're gonna move the hell out of the way. I've had so many people creep up next to me, and then they're watching. They're like, oh, who the hell? Oh, it's some bald guy driving. Let me get out of it. You know, let me speed on by. But it's that added on safety, man. You can take this thing on a road trip with your whole family. Everybody's gonna drive slow around you. Everybody's gonna drive nice and safe. And you know what? I've you know, gotten a couple waves from cops. You know, they might think twice before pulling you over. You got that little bit of an edge, man. If that's what you're looking for, the Crown Vic. It's the last rear wheel drive, 4-door, that Ford build for now. And you know what? This thing is badass. Bad freaking ass. I love the Crown Vics. You can beat it to death and it'll still keep going. So if you guys enjoyed this review, I'll see you next time. And as always, stay frosty.